Hi guys, so this video today is looking at the technique of clarifying butter as well as making croutons, and this is a skill that you'll need for a number of recipes. You'll need it to do your minestrone soup, and you'll also need it to do your Caesar salad. So the first thing that we will do is get our butter melting. Now with your butter, it just needs to go straight into a saucepan, not a frying pan. So really important with your clarified butter, firstly, do not let it burn, and secondly, do not stir it, okay? They're both very important things for clarifying butter. Other equipment that you'll need before you start this is your white chopping board. Now, white chopping board is generally used for bread products as well as dairy products. So I need a bread knife. So the bread knife is the one with the serrated edge at the bottom. You'll need a slotted spoon. You'll need a bowl lined with paper towel. Now the reason why we use this is to put our croutons in once they've been cooked. Bearing in mind that croutons are generally cooked in butter, it means once we put them in the paper towel, it helps to absorb that butter. And you'll also need a little spoon as well. So first of all, you're going to just cut the crust off your bread. Now please don't throw your crusts out. We want to keep these crusts because we'll use them to make breadcrumbs. Up the front of the classroom, there will be a bread bucket to put those bread scraps in. Now when you're doing this, the reason why we use a bread knife is it helps to saw through the bread. If we use our normal chef's knife, what's going to happen is we're going to squish our bread down, and we don't want that. We want our croutons to stay nice and fluffy. So depending on the size that you want them, I'm going to make mine about 1.5 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters. So I'm going to cut one way, making sure that you're not pressing down your bread, you're just giving a sawing motion. So cut it into 4 soldiers one way, and then we're going to cut it the other way. Remember not to try and hold your bread, not squishing it down. Okay, so there are our croutons ready to go. So the whole point of clarifying a butter is to separate the milk solids from the butter fat. Now the butter fat is the yellow stuff at the top, and that's the stuff that we want to separate from. The stuff at the bottom is what we call the milk solids. We're going to try and just start tipping. Now, as I said, you want to try and, it's okay if you get some of the froth in there, but you'll see at the bottom of your milk, it's like a murky white substance, and that is what we call the butter fat. Now, the milk solids, if they get into your clarified butter, what's going to happen is it's going to cause your croutons to get those lovely little burnt marks around them. So I'm just going to tip again. It's okay about that frothy bit at the moment. So if I tilt this to the camera, you can see in here now at the bottom there, that's the milk solids, that murky, milky, white stuff that's kind of floating around. That's the milk solids. So I'm going to keep pouring a little bit so you can see them there. Keep pouring a little bit, and I'm going to stop there. Next thing we need to do is try and get rid of some of these this froth that's on top of the clarified butter here. So we're just going to skim our spoon across the top. So once you've gotten rid of most of the froth, then what we do, they're going to pour it into your frying pan. You can see there I still had a bit of milk solid left, so I've just left that out. When you're doing your croutons, it's really important that you're moving them around constantly. So to check that our butter is ready, just grab a piece of bread and pop it in. Now mine's starting to bubble, so it's ready. Grab your croutons, put them in, and you'll see that they'll start bubbling. Now they're starting to soak up that butter, which is excellent. That's what you want them to do. Shake them around a little bit, try and get them coated in the butter. Grab your slotted spoon, tip them around, make sure there's no bit of white bread, that they're all golden. Okay, now I'm going to stop mine there. And use your slotted spoon, and the reason why we use the slotted spoon to get them out is just to drain them from that butter. And that is how you get croutons from clarified butter.